James Burr from GETT Tools. We are here to show you how to install your 4-wheel impact. So let's move on over and show you how it's done. All right, so first and foremost, it doesn't come with a pack, but what you're going to need is a number 1 Phillips screwdriver, a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, or if you're using your impact, then of course a number 2 bit. Definitely a 10 millimeter. For those of you in the US that don't have that, a 7/16 should suffice very nicely. And I have the ratchet set here as well. So that'll cover pretty much all of your install for this. And then over here in your components, what we're looking at is 1 of 2. So essentially what we're gonna have over here is your lever. You got your component. This little metal thing is super important. If you don't have it, then please call us right away and we'll make sure to send that out to you. But as per quality control, we make sure that's in your packet. The longer one, the longer nut and bolt with the locking washer is going to go over here, and the shorter one is actually designed for this piece right here. So I've placed them out as that, and then each one of these will come with 4 bolts and 4 locking washers. So here's the first thing. In order to get this bar off, we're going to use the number 1. Right, come in here, loosen that up, and we're going to get that. Oh, see that? Magic. Now that may not happen with your box. I shall try and pull this out. So magnetically, that's the screw you're dealing with. Let's get some contrast so you can see it. So that's a little screw. We'll put that to the side. Now on some of the boxes, some of the newer boxes, you're going to have a screw here, same size. Boom, take that off. Screw's loose. Now you want to get this part way down. Mine is going to be a little bit more difficult. And then you're going to take this part and you're going to insert it. So here, I'll show you this without this falling out. So the rounded part here, there we go, rounded version here, that goes to the bottom and that sits, that's designed to sit in nicely. One of the other things I recommend, especially if you're carrying heavyweight, my box hypothetically is carrying 350 pounds. So what I do is I use the set screw that's provided. Your screw might look a little bit different, but it's okay. It's a Phillips, and I'm lazy, so I'm not going to show you by doing it by screwdriver. So just come in here, make sure it's nice and down low, and then I come in, set the screw, and then that's it. It might take a little bit more for yours, but that's really it. And then that provides that it's not going to shift up. It's going to stay exactly where it is. Next up is the install of the caster wheel assembly. These are the tools you're going to need. 10 millimeter, like I said before, 7/16 should suffice. I'm going to use my drill because I love cheating, so I'll show you the process. So first and foremost, we are going to start with our backer plate that goes on to the attachment here. So essentially, start off with the top one up here. Remember, your bolt is already inside, so you just want to be able to grab it. Get that one started. That should be good. I usually start with the top, it just makes it easier. And because this one's loose, I'm just going to hold it back here, make sure I capture it. You can also do this, it makes life easier. So it catches. I'll leave them loose for now, and then I'm just going to tighten them just to get them set. So not too tight, but just to get them in. And to show you, make this video a little bit quicker. So they're not too tight. Now I'm going to go for the bottom ones, and at this point you want to add the backer plate. So put it through, set it in. Just want to make sure they're set in properly. Same thing on this side. Take a little bit more, so again, now you can tighten them all down, not too tight, and I'll show you hand tight how tight you should have it. Not sure the exact pounds of pressure, but what you're looking at is, if I had it in the right direction, it'd be even better. Essentially, 1 finger tight. Remember, this is ABS, so it can withstand a little bit of pressure, but You don't want too much. There we go. Down here. One finger tight. One finger tight. Now we're good to go. That part is done. Awesome. So next up is the caster wheel. So it'll come assembled like this, and this requires the longer of the 2 nut and bolt that are left with this smooth edge. Starting off by making sure that you're installing the caster wheel at a 90 degree or higher angle. So this is how you do it, and then you just want to make sure, I mean, it's super simple, but I'll get my camera guy to show the shot up top. So this is just making sure it comes all the way through, boom, like that. Get the whole other side, and then all the way on the other side, just making sure, again, it's at a 90 degree or above. And then what we're going to do over here, I'm going to cheat with my drill. So just on the other side, and then I'm going to hold it like that. And essentially, if you look at the gapping up here, you're going to see up top, once it gets, there we go, a little bit more. And you just want to check to make sure it's movable. So I'm just going to lift the box up. Yeah, it's nice and loose. It's loose while being tight, if that makes any sense. That's how I install it. And then last but certainly not least, we have this bar here. So I'm just going to hang this over the table so it's easier for my install. You can do it however you please. Is loosening this up. Again, same process. This is the shorter of the two. Got to get it inside of here. And that's where I messed up. So you don't want to tighten this one too much. Now I get to show you the lesson on camera. How can you go wrong with that? Just going to loosen this up. There we go. Making sure it's easier to install in this. There we go. Plenty of space. Get her through the hole. Like that. Like that. Through to the other side. Now we're laughing. Now we can tighten it all up. So, same thing. Boom. Make sure it's on the right direction. Boom. Boom. And then for refined, just get this going on like that. And you just want to make sure that these are nice and loose. That's a little too tight. So I'm just going to loosen that up by hand. Yeah, it's still a little too tight. Just want it slightly loose. Right, same thing down here. Oh yeah, way too tight. These are locking nuts, so they will stay in place and wherever you leave them. So that's a bonus of that. So that's nice and loose. That's nice. Tighten that up just a smidgen. A little bit more. All right, so the end set looks exactly like this. To engage it, I use my foot, but obviously because it's on a table, that's it. That's engaged. You're going to notice the other one goes right up in the air right away. Once they're engaged, they roll beautifully. They have a little bit of a tilt, and there's a beautiful amount of clearance with the 4-inch wheels. So anyone asking me what's the difference between the 3 and the 4-inch wheels, it's the amount of riding space. So if you have little pebbles or unevenness in the road, the 4-inch really does better than the 3-inch. 3-inch is really meant for completely flat surfaces. 4-inch is really meant for more rugged surfaces. So thank you for purchasing GETT Tools, and look us up for more. Thank you.